Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. It's Wednesday, which means it's brand new comic book day, and new comics are hitting the shelves all across the world. You can get them digitally, get them physically, get them any way you want. It's new comic book day. In my hands is one of the big releases this week. This is the Green Lantern #1 from DC Comics. Relaunch, reboot, whatever you want to call of the series. Not really a reboot, but continuation, new direction, whatever. So big things off is it's Grant Morrison taking on Green Lantern. Artist Liam Sharp is with him. Steve Oliff, Tom Orzechowski is also part of the series. Yeah, so how do I want to put this? So I've been a Green Lantern fan for a really long time. I've picked up the series, I think, way in the past. I used to read it, like Emerald Dawn, all that stuff, Emerald Twilight. And then dove in again when Jeff Johns took over, maybe a little bit before, and Sinestro Wars, all that stuff. Probably Green Lantern Rebirth is, I think, when I got back into it, maybe a little bit before. I know I dove off in Kyle Rayner territory or whatever. So I've been reading it for a really long time. It's got to be what, like a decade at this point? 10, 12 years. And there's been some ups and downs. What's interesting is the story has generally taken a direction from its roots of being really kind of like a cop-based intergalactic police force to giant epic cosmic adventures. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just kind of a shift in storytelling. That was Jeff Johns really expanded the universe. There was kind of a decompression a bit. I think when Robert Venditti took over, there was some stuff where the craziness was dialed back a little bit. But still, the story really kind of focused on that big giant cosmic epic story, and didn't really do, it was there, but didn't do there wasn't a focus or priority on the police aspect of it all. It was kind of mentioned of, Green Lanterns are the police force and all that, but a lot of it just had to do with kind of the mythos of Green Lantern and their history and stuff like that. So Morrison is getting back to that police aspect of it all. And the first issue is very, very focused on that. There's a conspiracy that's kind of gone into. There's a traitor in the Green Lantern Corps. It's very sci-fi-ish, and Morrison dives deep into that. There are very interesting dialects done. There's some characters you have no idea what they're saying. You can kind of guess what they're saying. It's a very... It feels like a very kind of like 80s British style in storytelling and even to the art to some extent. And in some ways that it works. In other ways, I'm just not a fan of it. It is a very mixed comic for me, and I'm kind of bummed about it because I was really looking forward to this. Morrison, as a whole for me, is a hit-or-miss creator, generally. This is one of the few times he's actually kind of been in the middle for me, where I'm not quite sure what I think about it. Or not, I know what I think. It's just kind of this middling thing. So, it gets back to basics, which is good. Some of the concepts are really cool. I think some of the art is confusing as to what the hell's going on. I think this page is like a good example of like, I'm not quite sure as to what's going on, and I've stared at this page God knows how many times. Like the art's is cool, the coloring's cool, the characters are cool, but it's something that hasn't quite clicked on that first issue. And again, it very much reminds me of like a heavy metal British sci-fi, and if that's your thing, you're probably going to love this, and it's not too shocking that Morrison went that route. But, it's been something I've enjoyed, but never something I was, like, heavily into. So it's not too surprising, like, I'm not all in on this. I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy the first arc more than the first issue. But, we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be some while before that. I think part of the other issue is, like, Hal Jordan being introduced. He kind of, like, he comes off as a freaking loser. He's not this like hotshot pilot. He's kind of flunked out. He got fired from the gas station. Like, where's this coming from? Like, he's just, he's been fighting with he's been seen in all these other comics, and you don't really get the sense that he's just kind of this loser. You know, the arrogant hotshot guy isn't there. He just comes off as a douche. And I think that's part of my issue as well, is like he's been grounded by the Green Lanterns, which is fine, and you know, you play that off a little bit more of him just kind of being that arrogant guy who's been grounded by his bosses, but we don't get a sense of that. We just kind of get this sense of like, you know, he got sent down to the minors and he sucks at life. It's just, it's a weird take on Hal Jordan. Like the hotshot pilot, test pilot isn't there. It's just, the arrogance isn't there. I don't have Maverick. I've got the guy who cleans Maverick's clothes, I guess, or like washes Maverick's underwear. I don't know. It's just, it doesn't quite click with that. So, as I said, I'm a bit mixed on this. Art is interesting. Sometimes it's a little confusing. The story's interesting. There's some things I'm kind of like, I want to see how they play out. So I'm just in the middle on this one. Again, if you're really into maybe like, again, British 80s heavy metal-ish type stuff, you'll dig it. If you're a hardcore Morrison fan, you'll probably dig it. So, out in comic shops today, you can go get this. Obviously, go support your comic shop first and foremost. They are the backbone of the industry, so go support them. There's a link underneath this video. You can put in your zip code. It'll tell you if a shop's near you. No shop, no problem. We got affiliate links. There are affiliate links, so you get a small percentage of that. By doing that, you help support our site, so thank you. We obviously want to thank DC for hooking us up with the review copy. As always, we appreciate it, and we like to be transparent as to what we get for free. So appreciate that. So, you know, like to be honest. As always, thank you for watching. Now, if you're into DC, if you're into comics, you're into Green Lantern, you can check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, Blackest Night, keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.